Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I can't think of a substantial topic of my own today. It's times such as these where I like to look at the suggestions that you guys give me. I do read all of your comments and PMs, for the record, so I'm always giving consideration to your ideas, even if I don't actually decide to make a video about them. That being said, I'm going to briefly talk about a few different cards today. First up is Magical Merchant. Flip effects don't really see much play in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But even so, I'm quite fond of this card because it's been in a few of my decks over the years. I mentioned in an earlier video that Card Trooper is probably my favorite offensive floater. Well, Magical Merchant is probably my favorite defensive floater. It replaces itself with a Spell or Trap card, guaranteed, while at the same time throwing away any monsters it comes across to the graveyard. So it contributes a lot to combo-oriented decks. Other good aspects of this card stem from its stats. Being a small, light insect means it's highly searchable and can contribute to a bunch of strategies if they make room for it. And on top of that, it's food for the ever so popular Chaos Sorcerer. I feel Magical Merchant is a fun card, even if it isn't a particularly competitive one right now. Moving on, here's a random level 8 synchro. Red Dragon Archfiend. Okay, you got me. I guess it could have been a bit more random, but after having watched the recent Jack episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I can't help myself. Red Dragon has actually started to disappear from extra decks these days on account it simply doesn't do enough. For the most part, it's just a glorified beat stick, since people don't set monsters all that much anymore, much less ones that get messed up by it. Red Dragon Archfiend is a legitimate answer to Mystic Tomato and Pyramid Turtle sometimes, I guess, but that's not really enough to justify it. If you're looking for raw power, Colossal Fighter often trumps it, especially since Colossal is much better against Lightsworn and Blackwings. On the plus side, Red Dragon Archfiend will always have its place in decks that utilize Debris Dragon, at the very least. It's a cool, flavorful card that's merely getting edged out by power creep. Lastly, I want to talk about Gold Sarcophagus, since I've earned a new respect for it over the past couple days. I've always shied away from it because it's a bit slow. 2 turns is a very long time to wait in this new age of Yu-Gi-Mons. But I realize Gold Sarcophagus is indeed a good card. It's a godsend to any deck that needs that extra bit of consistency. So that's basically everything that isn't Tier 1 or a turbo build, which is nice, closing the power gap between the top and the viable and everything. Gold Sarc is pretty much the ultimate filler card, since it turns into anything you want, and it really helps piece together combos or just grab that game-winning card. Whether it's an elaborate or simple application, doesn't matter, Gold Sarc does it. It's pretty nuts in Necroface-centered decks too. Not that I'd really know anything about those. Today's piece of trivia is that Gold Sarcophagus resembles Yugi's puzzle box from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. Another contributing factor to why I like it. I think I'm also getting way too dependent on my scripting lately. I should probably do something about that, but I'm boring you guys, so that'll be all for today. Later, guys.